Hi, we're here again with I Like to Transform Before It Was Cool, and today we're going to be taking a look at Masterpiece Optimus Prime. Now, the main reason for this video that I'm making is all the time I see people asking, what Masterpiece do I get? Do I get MP-1 or MP-10? Well, this video is going to show you the difference between MP-1 and MP-10, and in this case MP-4 because this version comes with the trailer. But the main reason there's two different Masterpiece Optimus Primes to start with is because back in 2003-2004, when Takara designed the original Masterpiece Prime, he was designed as a standalone figure. They didn't think we were going to make another Masterpiece. So they just made a foot-tall Optimus Prime with lots of die-cast and detail. Then as the line progressed, Transformers got more popular with the resurgence from the movies, they had to downsize the Masterpiece line due to cost and stuff like that, so they made MP-10, who was more in scale with the other Masterpiece figures, such as Hot Rod here. And then, you see the Autobot cars as well. They're more in scale, because MP-1 and MP-4 are in scale with the Alternate line. When these new Masterpieces were made, the Alternate line was discontinued. And so now it's like, what one do you buy? What depends what type of Optimus Prime you're looking for. If you're looking for one that has lots of backup in terms of like figures out of scale with it, you go with MP-10. Want something with detail that's going to be a solid figure, MP-1 will fit just fine. But the detail I'm talking about here is stuff like this. You may notice on MP-10 shins, these little vents here, just kind of there, they flop over from when he transforms. MP-1 and MP-4 on the other hand, when you push on his ankles, the vents open up, which was a feature I found really cool. And also on both arms. He has little communicators. Here he's talking to Grimlock, here he's talking to Megatron. And that's a feature from MP-10 that's missing. You may notice on his arms doesn't have anything like that folds out. And I don't have batteries in mine right now either, but before, when you would open the matrix chamber, you would go to this little switch, push that, and the matrix would light up. Because there's a little LED there. So the matrix chamber is completely different. Yeah, so let me bring MP-1 back here. Notice there's no chrome here. That's because the way he transforms, the bumper does a 180. Now, with MP-10, they instead of having a swivel there, it's a double opening door. I guess not double opening, or just a single hinge with two doors on it. The other reason they updated MP-1 into MP-10 was posability. Since MP-1 is made largely of die-cast, you can't really do any poses except for standing straight up. While MP-10, on the other hand, since he's all plastic, is very light. Also, you're able to pose him into certain poses. See, here is MP-10 bouncing on one foot. Good luck getting MP-1 to do that. Another neat thing with MP-1, MP-4 is in his limbs. He has hydraulics here that move. It's these little details that made the Masterpiece find really cool. And when they removed some of that detail from MP-10, that's why when it came out, I think 2010, Somewhere around there, I wasn't too keen on buying it because I had MP-1. I figured this was a better figure. It is and it isn't, because as you saw that pose MP-10 did, you tried doing that with MP-1 or MP-4. The weight of his diecast is just so great. Very difficult to get into action poses without additional support. You gotta open up his skirt here. But as you can see, he can't support his own weight. Because the shins are die cast, the torso windows here are die cast, whole back part. This is plastic, and this little part there is plastic. I'll show you that when I transform them. And the difference is they have whenever they transform. But now we'll go into features they had for robot mode. One neat thing that they did with MP-10 was they gave him his ion blaster, ion cannon camera, one of those, but it folds up and it's able to store inside of his back, which was a cool thing. Can't remember what way it goes in. I can't get this thing compressed, oh well. But the button on his axe only works on the right fist. You're gonna close his fist, rotate it so that way the thumb lines up with the thumb hole. Now he has his battle axe that he had in more than meets the eye part 2, I believe. And since he's lighter, he's more posable, get him into more action-y shots. There he's kind of posed. And then with MP-1, how do you attach his axe? This works on either arm, but you go up here. Let me move this up. Close his fist. Come here to this little flap, pull that up, and pull the fist in it, and completely retract it. And then here you'll see on his axe he has 2 clips. Those clip into the axe. I mean, not axe, but the wrist. And now he has his axe from more than meets the eye. Before he folds, I'll get him out of its pose. One neat thing that the original Masterpiece Prime came with too was a pistol version of Megatron. Now my stock broke off, so that's why the stock isn't here. You could give him the Prime to hold. Now Prime is holding Megatron. He kind of fits in MP-10's hands, but he's a bit bigger, so it doesn't fit as well. But for MP-10, instead of Megatron, they did give us each little thing in there. That is Roller. Roller was not included with either of the original Masterpiece Optimus Prime figures. There's Roller just being a little, not sure where I was going with that. But he does have this little thing where he's able to flip up and he's able to tow the trailer. And here he has this little flap that opens up. And here you can take MP-10's gun and now he's able to carry it around. Now that we're on the trailers now, as for the features, I'm just gonna open it up like that. The gun and axe can store in these sections. It does come with Spike. Spike is there in manning the gun, little antenna thing, robot arm. Doesn't have a handle on the back because MP-4's drone roll, not sure what they call that thing. It has a cockpit as well. An antenna, but antenna does not swivel. Arm, and then these things move. Nope, that one does not move. Just extend it up, and then see on the back, there's a part there where MP-1 or MP-4 could hold that. And then as for weapon storage, there are little things in the roof here for MP-4's trailer to hold the weapons. So his rifle attaches over here. Megatron, the barrel would go in over here, and the stock would come up and attach to right here. And then his axe will clip in here. But since Megatron won't stay, I'll just separate him, bring him there, and close up the trailer. The other difference too with the trailer is MP-4's there's a kind of a second door here. The peg stand doesn't stay up as well either. Well, here on MP-10's trailer, does have this little fold-out ramp that slides out. Now that we're looking at the trailers, we'll go into their differences. Obviously, you can tell from the back here, the bumpers are different. Another difference is the side of the trailer. Since MP-4 trailer is from the era of Masterpiece and Vinyltech, does have suspension to it. MP-10's does not. One neat thing though with MP-10 is that it has like actual fender detail there with some mud flaps. And here is the bottom of the trailer. It does have a nice spare tire detail. The little hitch where Prime connects to, and these fold out legs. Depending who you are, it's either a plus or a minus. But here the supports for the trailer door, this thing will slide out by itself. You can see how it goes in and out. On MP-4's trailer, that was a manual thing. You see though, it doesn't have mud flaps. I've had this thing for like 9 years. I never noticed there was some overspray there. It does have suspension, bottom of the trailer. And then here's what I'm talking about. You slide out, and then you come up here, and then you push those out. One neat thing is when these things were pushed out in car mode, not car mode but trailer mode, was it lifts the rear end, so it's like a drifter now. I'll put those back in. And I believe that's it for the trailer, so now we'll start transforming the Masterpiece Optimus Primes. Here's where these two figures are very, very different. Well, not very different, but they just made some changes there. Get him ready. I forgot this last thing before we started transforming them, but if you notice here at Grimlock how tall he is. Having Grimlock that much smaller than Masterpiece Prime didn't make any sense. So that was probably why they rebooted the line with MP-10. And now that we got that in there, we're gonna start with MP. Actually, we're doing them both at the same time, but you can already tell here we're gonna bring the fist in. Show you the mechanism up close. So there's a little like slide thing there, and then there is the wrist. And then you bring it out, then push it back in. Now to do that for MP-10, very, very different. Come along here to the bottom, you'll pull out these flaps. I usually use a butter knife for this part. A lot of MP-10 I use a butter knife to help with. Since there's a low risk of it damaging the plastic. And then from here, you're going to rotate the wrist over and bring out the front of the truck. This is also where Spike will sit in truck mode. And then also from here, you'll compress the elbows. Remember, where do you go on MP-04 from here? I think you start by opening up his chest, opening the grill, coming along the back side. Oh, I already opened these. Yeah, supposed to. The front of the truck here on MP-10, you can tell becomes his little back armor plates, while on MP-10 just kind of goes on the backpack there. We're gonna just start by opening that up. I know we twisted at one point. Yeah, so here on MP-10, we're gonna push down on this part and pull it out. And here is where it gets kind of different from MP-10. MP-10, it's on a double hinge here. This one is just single hinge. It folds up. Fold that grill, put that down. I'll start kind of by doing the same thing here with MP-10. You can see that double hinge I was talking about right there. And here is where we'll rotate his waist. Do the same thing where you end up folding the fenders down. And then here you'll see that locks into the grill. Well, the robot grill. The real grill is inside of the robot chest. Oops. If you're why I want this move. You do the same thing on both sides though. Or best to bring the wheels out first and then you lock it into the grill IC. Now that we've got these kind of both laying down, bring the camera down slightly. Here we're going to pull the whole grill down. Just, it's on a hinge, comes down. Here we'll flip Prime's head down. Bring back the arms and then compress them so they're flush. Before we do that though, you gotta pull out the ladder here. It's a matter of getting all the pieces wiggled into place. You can see the matrix chamber where it ends up. Right there, kind of becomes the engine. And then here you see there is that tab, and you want to tap that below that, so it's flush. Do the same on the other side. And then you'll tab in the sides of the trucks. Tab in the windshield and then the bumpers. And there you have the front end pretty much done. So we still got to do the legs, but we'll do the legs after we finish off MP-1. And from here, first time you do the same thing with the arms. But first, you're going to take this bumper and just pull it out. It's on a couple hinges here. Oh, make sure it just fell out. Kind of see the matrix is on a rotating slide here. Make that so it's this way. Not sure what the term for that is, can't remember. Fold up the headlights. Rotate the bumper and bring the grill down. Then tap the grill into the fenders. Open up his little backpack door here. Fold his antennas down and then bring the head back. Then fold up the seat. Then here you will simply just take the arms around. Before you slide them in though, bring the forearms inward. And tab it all in. And here on MP-4, MP-1, we'll simply fold around the ladder on both sides. And now we got the cab done, we'll do the legs now. Here's where these two figures are different. On MP-10, you'll just fold the toes and the heel over. You'll take the vent here, fold that over. And then you'll compress and combine them. Then come around here, flip the wheel flaps over, push on the button here and slide the legs in. I forgot. And now is when you compress the legs, although they don't stay pegged together very well. And then here you move the gas tanks forward. And there is MP-10 in truck mode. Yeah, not as convincing in truck mode. Actually, we'll put him over here with his trailer. And the feet on MP-1 and MP-4 are different. You'll open that flap there, fold that flap down, then rotate the heel here, and just on a ball joint here, so you move the whole assembly down. Much more involved than MP-10. And here you flip out the trailer hitch. Trailer hitch again is right here, little gray tab. Now on MP-10, the button to compress legs is right here. On MP-1 and MP-4, it's the gas tank. And then now, transformation is a complete, I believe. Get you both at once over. Yep, they're both done. And now for the trailer, you can see the trailer hitch. There's a little peg there. You fold this little hitch, bring it in, bring it over to meet MP-4, and boom, it's done. Oops, I hit side swipe. MP-10, getting him hooked up to trailer is a bit different. You'll fold these pegs inward and try and attach the little prong looking thing to the holes in the legs. You have to compress the legs and get it attached in. And then there is MP-1 and MP-4 with their trailers both attached. Now, he doesn't have the same range of motion that MP-4 has. MP-4 can go to a 90 degree. This one is very limited. And let me bring these trailers around. Here's where these two are able to carry some cargo. You see the alternators line, they fit inside here very well. Got fold up tracks and mirrors though. And there's a C5 inside of his trailer. Then on MP-10, open the door, pull up the ramp. Here is wheel jack. Wheel jack will slide right in there. They both fit very well. One flaw to MP-4 trailer though is that these doors don't open completely. And the neat thing too with both of these trailers is this turret can pop out. And even with this one, there's a little hole here at the end, so you could stand it up vertically and do it on how they had the promo pictures. You may notice on MP-10 trailer he has a little I can't think of the word for that, but anyways, you're gonna start by coming over here, opening up the trailer, then folding these tabs in. And that will allow you to bring the turret through the hole. Actually, I'll just attach a roller to it. And there, Spike can shoot things. The Spike also fits inside a roller and inside of MP-10. Well, one thing I forgot to do was fold out his mirrors. And here, Spike can sit beside Prime's massive head. Now, if you buy the American MP-10 reissue, you also receive the key to Vector Sigma. It was available last fall, and then right now from Big Bad Toy Store, the only people I've seen selling it, but they have the reissue that comes with this little thing. Little ball, which is Vector Sigma, and then you get the key. If you don't remember, the key to Vector Sigma was a two-part episode on one where the Decepticons and the Aerobots were born. Megatron then took the key to Earth and started cyberforming Earth into a robotic planet like Cybertron. And then when you just have it in the box, little key thing sticks out, you can see into Vector Sigma. Now, I don't think Spike is scaled with this. I'm pretty sure Semi-Truck is not this tall. Although it might be. Hold on. Where's the door? I would imagine, though, that Spike is just downsized a little bit. These are supposedly in scale, right? And there's no way that a Datsun 240 is that big compared to a human. And then the bottom is of MP-10. MP-10 and MP-1 right before you could get a look on how they engineered them to be slightly different. The grill here is on a double hinge. The grill on MP-10 is just stationary. One feature I do miss on MP-10 that MP-1 and 4 had was suspension. I guess since they didn't need it for MP-10, since it was just a feature that was cool to have, wasn't really important for the figure though. That is it for this video, so till next time, take it easy.